Hello, I am Lisa Summerscales, and this is Video Game Purgatory, the show that takes a hard look at video games, but when the video games take an even harder look back is like, oh no, please don't! Today's episode is rated M for, man, video game sex is weird. Any old game can have a bad sex scene, thanks to technical limitations, weak writing, or the fact that David Cage was involved, but a select few games seem to actively hate, fear, and misunderstand sex at a level normally reserved for people who threaten to murder you at a bus stop and then proceed to eat their own underwear in front of you. Anyone familiar with the classic poem that inspired this action game would remember the excerpt, "Through me you enter a population of loss. Through Cleopatra's giant nipples, you enter an epic boss fight." I know I paraphrase it, but it's standard English class stuff. This otherwise normal scene gets strange at the end of the fight. It's time for her final, most devastating attack, an attempt to seduce you. Aw, they've settled their differences with a classic post-boss fight makeout sesh, just like Mario and Bowser used to do it. What? How do you think Bowser got invited to all those golf tournaments? Haha, the game tricked you. You snap out of your arousal and you kill her. Although she still seems to get off, so hooray. Always remember, gamers, women are smart, and in video games, generally evil. We know the one way to distract you is to sleep with you. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me again and, well, you should probably get tested. And then finish the game, guys, what are you waiting for? In Mass Effect 2, you play as Commander Shepard, and you can start a relationship with pretty much any member of your team, which makes sense considering you're a universe-saving turbo celebrity, but you can also have casual sex with Jack, who's proof that Hot Topic will survive well into the next century. It's a pre-sex minigame where you get to really turn up the heat with awkward small talk.
What's with the tattoos?
That's right, small talk is an option in this game. After a 2-minute chat about subjects like, is that nipple belt bulletproof? And how old were you when you said your dad didn't love you? You can press the let's have sex now button. It's like the that was easy button at Staples, except this button leads to a lot of emotional problems. Jack is, well, passionate. Her opening move is to punch you in the stomach and then choke you and dry hump you on a cold metal table. Oh, and to really set the mood, you're in an engine room right below where your loyal crew is desperately trying not to listen to their boss have rough sex. You guys have any threes? Huh? We're not even playing Go Fish. Yeah. I know, we're not playing Go Fish, okay? I'm trying to distract us from, just give me your three. So we're all just gonna pretend that our boss is not having rough sex with that maniac downstairs right now? Any threes at all? Hey guys, I think she just punched him. Should we go down there? He might need our help. No, that's actually just part of it. That was normal. The punch is normal. That's how sex starts with him, typically. Does anybody have any fucking threes? There's nothing wrong with casual sex, but maybe don't do it in public with a violent, amoral psychopath who you've known for a week, who openly talks about murdering her friends. But you know, if you're willing to look past all that, at least put a few pillows down. All that metal's gonna wreck your back, dude. You need your back for, like, war or whatever. 7 Sins is basically the sick fantasy of people who play The Sims by deleting pool ladders and watching their creations slowly drown. Your goal is to climb the social ladder by any means necessary, which obviously includes sex. Here's how a typical seduction plays out. Yes, you have to thaw the incredibly frigid little pussycat that is the Siamese woman, because 7 Sins was created by the first development team made up entirely of creepy grandpas. Don't forget your French letter, old sport, so you can avoid the trip to the sanitarium. Nice! You dodge a landmine that is the rip a sneaky fart option and progress straight to the sex minigame. And really, what is sex but life's greatest minigame? Yep, just strap on your sex mask, rub her feet, and spin her around like you're dancing to save the local community center from the mean old land developer. One of us has been having sex horribly wrong for many years. I'm honestly not sure which one of us it is. You guys, I gotta make some phone calls. Nope, never mind. It's them. Hey, I'm good. I'm having normal sex, you guys. You know, like the good normal, not like the boring normal. Okay, let's just move on. Indigo Prophecy is infamous for a scene where 2 heroes decide that a cold shipping container in the middle of a filthy hobo encampment is the perfect place for them to act on all their raw sexual magnetism that 2005 was capable of portraying. But it's not fair to judge a game based on one scene, because lost among all the criticism is the fact that there's another sex scene that's even stupider.
I've had a little trouble getting over you.
You play as Lucas, and early in the game, your ex Tiffany comes over to your cold, empty apartment to pick up the last of her stuff. Classic escapist fantasy. The two of you chat for a little bit, and then she prompts you to play your guitar.
You still playing?
Which starts a mini-game. Lucas? More like Eric Crapton. No, I don't feel good about that joke. Okay, I've heard of Les Paul, but Lucas is less good. No, okay, that was worse. I hate that one too. Okay, we could call Lucas George Embarrassin. Like, does that scan as a reference to George Harrison? I'm trying to say that Lucas is shitty at guitar. Okay, let's just move on. Now, if you fail at inserting timely electronic beeps into this Mason Williams on Valium jam, Tiffany will leave. Her libido permanently wizened.
I'm gonna go.
But if you successfully rock out, yeah, all it takes is a little strumming and you can emotionally mash your Ken doll face against your ex. Who says romance is dead? And it gets steamier. Now you have to complete a second rhythm-based minigame, if you know what I mean. Succeed, and you thrust at Tiffany with an awkward regularity that screams, "I'm pretty new at sex! Please don't be mean to me!" Fail, and somehow the sex is worse, I guess. Either way, you've managed to win back your ex with a song from Intro to Guitar on DVD and the clumsy moves of a teen on prom night. But if you think that rekindled romance is unrealistic, don't worry. An ancient Mayan murders Tiffany and Lucas on top of a roller coaster as part of his war with the sentient internet for secret control of the world. And a resurrected Lucas is briefly sad about this before hooking up with someone else. You know, that old relationship hurdle.
Duke, what's happening to us?
Duke Nukem Forever took 15 years to develop, and that relentless perseverance proved that sometimes giving up on your dreams is actually a pretty great idea.
That was fun. Was it good for you, baby?
Those are the Wholesome twins. Get it? Like the Olsen twins? This game came out in 2011.
I need some mouthwash.
Duke Nukem Forever is full of single entendres so terrible that even elderly nuns would mostly just be offended by their ineptitude.
Duke, stop playing with your balls.
But then the tone shifts from sexist jokes 2 decades out of date to modern all-out woman hating.
Duke, what's happening to us?
The game suddenly switches from juvenile comedy to body horror. Like if a scene from Alien was rewritten by a bitter Reddit user and then spliced into an American Pie movie. It's a scenario to which Duke responds with all the empathy of a Nazi scientist and the comedic ability of, well, also a Nazi scientist.
Looks like you're fucked.
But like, you know, one of the less funny ones. The Wholesome twins are utterly indifferent to the fact that they've been fused with alien flesh in a sex chamber full of sobbing women that would terrify H.R. Geiger. Instead, they're only concerned with reassuring Duke that their virtue is still intact.
Duke, it was our first time. I mean, with an alien.
And that they will lose their unholy nightmare pregnancy weight.
We'll get the weight off in like a week, we swear.
Now, I don't use the word hero often, but in this case, the women then writhe in pain before monsters explode out of their bodies, mercifully ending their time in Duke Nukem Forever. Duke grunts something about avenging his sex dispensers, and the game continues, as though the player didn't just put down their controller and go apologize to every woman in their life for something they can't quite even put into words. But hey, at least it was just one ugly misstep in an otherwise harmless game, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Got milk?
Well, I'm celibate now. Join us next month when we talk about anything else in gaming. Literally anything else, guys. Any.
Hey guys, the next live episode of the Cracked Podcast is happening March 11th, 7 p.m. at the UCB Sunset Theater. There will be a link to where to buy tickets somewhere on this screen. This month's theme is the best fictional locations to visit, take a vacation to. Do you want to go to Gotham, Cabot Cove, Maryland for Murder, She Wrote? None of those, probably.